At Total Pharmacy Care, we fill your prescriptions and answer any questions about your medications. No distractions and no long lines. Tell your doctor to send your prescriptions to Total Pharmacy Care. Three, two, one. Welcome back to another episode of Unwired Appalachia, greatest podcast in the land. It is season 2, episode 10. Shout out to Vince Young.
Ooh.
The greatest
To go crazy
college football performance I've ever seen.
It is.
The national championship game against USC.
And then the year before against Michigan in the Rose Bowl.
That was unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
But the performance, and he was absolutely a head case in the NFL. There's no doubt about that. But if you haven't seen the performance the guy had against USC, which was an NFL team. That
ESPN Classic. Go find that on ESPN.
Go check it out. I mean, one of the great college football performances of all time. Real quick, want to say thank you to our sponsors, Bruce Walters. Bruce Walters just updated pricing on all of their new inventory. Go check them out, brucewaltersford.net.
We're also brought to you by Nova Pharmacy. It's flu season, and the professional pharmacists at Nova Pharmacy and Claremore Pharmacy want to get you vaccinated. Call Joel or Sandy Thornberry today and get vaccinated and stay healthy. You can call them at 606-432-2274 at Nova Pharmacy and 639-2273 at Claremore Pharmacy.
And we're also brought to you by Presbyterian Homes, Cedar Creek. If you're looking for quality care for loved ones, look no further than Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd. Both facilities treat your loved ones with care and respect. They offer therapy, daily activities, exquisite cuisine, and home-like settings to make your family members feel at home. Call to schedule an appointment today at Cedar Creek. Call my wife, Jessica Thacker, 432-8243. And at Good Shepherd, call 456-8725. Caring for your loved ones is what we do best.
All right, gang's all here. The boys are all back. We are joined from my right to my left. That's the way I'm going to work it this time. Trevor Thacker from the Appalachian newspapers. Randy White, regional sports editor of the Appalachian newspapers. Forget about it. And then my guy down here on the end, fresh off of a family vacation in Disney World, Joshua Kesler, senior marketing director at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. And listen,
man. It's time for him to come on down, right?
Yeah, it was time for him to come on down, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We've got some – listen, this is a super exciting time right now. We've got some insane stuff coming up. Tell us a little bit about what we've got going on right now.
We just announced for Pikeville to come on down because we got the Price is Right live. Mm-hmm. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. That's March the 26th at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. Then we've got the PJ Masks that we just announced January 22nd. That is a top kid show. We're right next to Paw Patrol. We just got off of Paw Patrol in June, so this is a great kids show. You don't want to miss out on that. A lot coming up at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. We have an announcement Friday as well for another show. And then, of course, you don't want to forget about Hibla Days. That's coming up soon. So just stay in contact with AppalachianWirelessArena.com. Like all of our social media, you can see everything that's coming up.
Yeah, this guy stays insane. I mean, listen, if you saw the amount of social media accounts that this one person operates on his own, it's unbelievable. It really is. It's unbelievable. But we've got some really cool stuff coming up. I can attest to that. And we're sitting in the middle of lovely Appalachian Wireless Arena.
Down.
Basketball
that just
courts
means UPike tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock against Bluefield.
It's basketball.
They already played 2 games over the weekend, so it's going to be fun. This is a loaded team by Kelly Wells. We got some interviews with him earlier talking about some of the guys loaded. Come out to the Appalachian Wireless Arena. You're going to see some good players. Jordan Perry's back. I mean, Kelly Wells is loaded.
Yeah, they're ranked nationally.
Oh yeah, top
5 team. And speaking of another team that's ranked nationally in the NAIA and another Mid-South Conference team, Georgetown Tigers played University of Kentucky Wildcats this past weekend in basketball, first exhibition game for Kentucky, and it pretty much went according to plan. This is a tune-up game. It's some good experience for an NAIA team. Listen, Georgetown College has a kid that put 25 points on the Kentucky Wildcats, and a guard.
And at some point in this season, they're going to be up here in this.
They're going to be right here.
And that's always a big game.
Yes,
here, Georgetown Pike.
Yes.
I mean, and just previewing some of that stuff, Wes. Just talk about some of those.
I mean, Nate Omar playing for Georgetown, hung 25 on Kentucky. This kid's a guard. And the thing that we expect, I think most of us expect who are Kentucky fans, this team has the potential to be a elite defensive team, especially the guard. Ashton Hagen's one of the best defenders in the nation.
On ball, he's phenomenal, and he's got a year under his experience. And, at the end of the year last year, his only thing that people said anything about negatively was his shooting.
Yeah.
He's had a whole year to work on the offseason, so this team should be loaded.
And I mean, for me anyway, it is going to be all about the guys that are coming back. Ashton Hagens, Emmanuel Quickly, Nate Richards, and E.J. Montgomery. What are these guys? How big of a step have they taken from freshman year to sophomore year, and then seeing some of these incoming freshmen, Tyrese Maxey, and Nate Sestina, who's the graduate transfer. I think a lot of people are expecting a lot of big things from him. Cal's got just another team that's just loaded that, I mean, it's kind of up in the air like a lot of UK teams. We'll probably have a little rough beginning of the season when they're trying to figure it out. This is a team that has the potential to be an elite defensive team, which only, if we can put it together offensively, it could be a special season.
And it's just like every one of Cal's team with these young guys. It's how they mesh, how the guys come back. And a big thing from last year that, I thought played Kentucky was they didn't shoot the ball particularly well from outside. Got some shooters now. Should be able to mix some of that stuff well. Yeah,
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who it is that's going to step up and be the guy that we go to when we need points. Last year was P.J. Washington, Tyler Hero. We lost some dudes.
Oh, yeah. And P.J. Washington, just his debut
was ridiculous.
What he did. Wow.
Ridiculous. And listen, a lot of people are taking Tyler Hero to be Rookie of the Year in the NBA this year.
Which, to me, I still think that's a bold statement. But
that's a bold statement. Zion, though, is going to be in and out.
Oh, yeah,
if he doesn't play a whole year, then it's up in the air. Obviously, you got other guys like John Morant and other guys that are going to be in the mix for that. But it'll be awesome to see. And basketball, it just doesn't seem like it should be basketball.
No, we're right in the middle of football.
Yeah.
High school's going on. Playoffs are looming. College is in full gear.
Yeah.
NFL's in full gear. It does not seem like basketball season at all, but it's here.
It's here. We can prove it. There's a court
We're getting ready for our previews. We've talked to Kelly Wells already. We're putting that stuff in the piper. We're getting ready for our high school previews. It's here. It's on top of us.
Yeah, be on the lookout for those high school previews coming up. Welcome back. It's the new segment. You know it. You love it. It's Talking Picks. We got some big sorry about that. I'm bringing us back in. It's just keeping everybody's blood flowing. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Keeping us all down the river right there, man. I tell you what.
Listen, it's a big week in high school this week.
Huge.
A couple of big games going on.
RPI rankings. Usually the last week of regular season is, just for bragging rights. Now they mean something, Trevor. I mean, and just starting off with that first game of Ridgeview and Pikeville, big, huge game. Ridgeview's got one of the best players in the country. If you've not seen Trenton Atkins, come and watch him. He's going to be playing either for Penn State, Tennessee, or Florida next year. This kid is got talent all over the field. Just kind of, Trevor, if you would, I know you're a little bit familiar with Ridgeview. Kind of talk about what they got going over there.
Well, this Trenton Atkins, he is a dangerous back. I know against the Shelby Valley game, I think he scored five rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. That's unheard of.
I think he just recently went over 2,000 yards this season already. So
yeah, the kid is lighting it up. So Pikeville's going to be tested in this game. Pikeville's defense, though, if anybody's going to shut this kid down, it's going to be John Collum and this Pikeville defense.
Yeah. A lot of guys play well until they get hit by John Collum. And Wes, you've seen Pikeville play a couple times. John Collum and those linebackers are.
I was going to say it's obviously John Collum's an excellent player, but that linebacker group, that core, for Pikeville,
oh my goodness,
those are guys that'll make you rethink running, being so willing to run that ball. Those are guys that can come down and really stick you in the at the line of scrimmage, and they're just fantastic players. And we'll go straight into picks. Trevor, we'll start with you. Ridgeview at Pikeville. Who you got?
You know, I know they have Atkins. The kid is like a video game. He really is. But, you know, coming to Pikeville, you know, I think it's destined that Pikeville's going to probably advance to that Class A state championship. You know, I got to go with the Panthers.
I went Pikeville on it.
I'm the same. I went Pikeville. I just don't see Ridgeview coming over here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't even know that you have to ask me on this. I've rolled with Pikeville all year. You know, they haven't let me down yet. I expect Pikeville to come out and get another big win against a tough team. Another tough test for Pikeville, which is only making them stronger going into playoffs. And then the second game on our docket, another massive game in the region.
Huge.
Johnson Central traveling to Pond Creek, playing Belfry.
Huge. This might be the best rivalry in the mountains the past 12 years. They started playing in 07. It's 6-6. If you look at the average score each year, take all the scores, Johnson Central's averaging 24 a game, Belfry's averaging 21.
Yeah.
Everything's even. They both play the similar styles. Just two similar teams, two good coaching staffs, just two good programs.
All right, we'll keep it going.
I win Johnson Central. I mean, I know Belfry can beat them at home, and I will never be shocked if Belfry beats anybody at home. This Johnson Central team's good, and I'm going with them.
You know, I've covered Johnson Central, you know, the entire year, and, you know, it's their schedule, which is super tough. But, you know, guys, they've just mowed through the competition. I mean, it's, you know, they're like a small college team. You know, I joked to Randy the other day. I said, you know, Johnson Central, I think, could beat the Browns.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly, I just don't see anybody getting in their way. I mean, they're just, you know, cutting down opponents left and right. So, you know, I'm going to go Johnson Central.
I went Belfry.
Nice pick.
I like that pick a lot.
Listen, I saw Belfry play last week against Pike Central. Do we know if Isaac Dixon's going to play in this game? Because he came out hurt in that Pike Central game, and that's a big.
I don't know. I've not heard.
I mean, these Belfry running backs are great. We know that. Peyton Hensley, Isaac Dixon. They've got guys that can really make plays all over the field. At the end of the day, though, man, I had to take Johnson Central in this game too. I just think they're just too good this year. I just think they're too good.
And it's like Randy said, you know, this is probably, you know, the biggest game for both teams this season.
And this one means something too because the RPI is going into the playoffs.
Also, Senior Day at Belfry, right? I think it's Senior Day at
it
Belfry.
has to be,
So I mean.
You know, Jim Matney is an alumnus of Belfry, so you know he's coming back home, so to speak. But you know it's going to be a good one either way it goes. You know, but like I said, I think Johnson Central, you know, can get it done. But like with Josh, you know, if Belfry wins this one, it wouldn't
surprise him. Yeah,
because they're healthy now.
All right, and then moving into Pike Central, coming off a tough loss last week at home against Belfry, where they lost probably their best player, Matt Anderson, went down early on in that game, and they felt the effects from that point on. Pike Central came out firing. They scored on their first play from scrimmage. Matt Anderson broke a long run on the play that he got hurt on.
3 carries for 76 yards, I think.
And he was gone. He pulled up lame on that before he even got tackled, so it looked like to me it was probably a hamstring or something like that.
And probably would have scored.
Yeah.
And probably would have scored on that next play or two.
For sure. He was gone on that play. He just pulled up lame, but that obviously hurt Pike Central, and then Belfry was able to do what Belfry does, and that's just grind you with that running game. So we'll start with Josh on this one. Pike Central at Breathitt County. Who we got?
Let's see. I went Breathitt County.
I did the same. Not knowing if Matt Anderson's going to play is a big loss for Pike Central.
Yeah.
Breathitt's mowing people over there in Class 2A over there. I go Breathitt at home.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. You know, Breathitt is, you know, they're a storied program over there. You know, back in the 90s, they had some really talented players. I'm with you guys, though. It's Breathitt County.
Yeah, I mean, that's a clean sweep for all of us. Shout out to Breathitt County, too. I got a lot of family in Breathitt County.
Oh, okay.
My great-grandmother lived right down the street from Breathitt County High School. Shout out to Jackson.
One more shout out to Breathitt County Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Yeah.
Those guys, they supply us with a bunch of photos for our Hazard Piper. Great guys, Brendan Miller and that crew. So shout out to those guys as well.
All right, so we're all on Breathitt County. That takes us out of the high school and into A big weekend in college football. This past weekend was a pretty crazy weekend. Jumping right into another one, we got the battle in Jacksonville, Georgia at Florida. Well, it's not at Florida. It's in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Georgia's a 6-point favorite in this game. I love that number. I actually wouldn't be that. I don't think it's that crazy to take Florida money line or Florida to win outright in this game.
Yeah, I took Florida to win outright. I mean, I think that's one of those teams that just keep playing better and better. That defense keeps better and better. I think they just get them. I don't know. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Florida right now.
I went with Georgia.
That's a great pick. I mean,
yeah. Well, I'm with Josh. The Bulldogs. Even though they didn't play as well against Kentucky as they have the rest of the year, but I got to go with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, I had to think about this one long and hard, and it came down to me is I just don't trust Kyle Trask at quarterback for Georgia. Or Florida, I'm sorry. Florida's defense is elite.
Yeah.
And they've got athletes all over the field, as Florida always does. Georgia kind of hit a lull there, and didn't play quite up to – and I think a lot of that had to do with Georgia's probably was a tad overrated this year.
I think so, too. And they're still not playing as well as I thought they would after that loss. And that's one of the reasons I went with Florida. It's just a toss-up game either way. I understand Georgia's the favorite, but for some reason I just like Florida.
Yeah, I took Georgia in this game too. I look for them to win this game and cover the 6-point spread. And then we've got Miami going to Tallahassee to play Florida State. Florida State's a 3.5-point favorite in this game, which makes no sense. Florida State stinks.
Bad.
Florida State, Miami at Florida State. Josh Kesler, who you got?
I went with the Seminoles, man.
Willie Taggart's got to get something done at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Wake up.
I went Florida State too. I don't think either team is very good.
No.
And I think Florida State will get up for this game.
They better get up for something.
Yeah. I'm like you guys. It's in Tallahassee, I think, which makes a big difference. For Florida State, they're going to be at home. I got to go with the Seminoles.
Well, I'm the only one on Miami. I picked Miami in this one. I have no faith whatsoever in Florida State. Willie Taggart, 100% going to lose his job, and that scares me a little bit as a Kentucky fan because I'm afraid they may come after Mark Stoops. But
I think so.
We'll see. Then going into Northern Illinois at Central Michigan, I believe Central.
Toss-up.
Oh, it
opened up as a 1-point Northern Illinois favorite, and then it's a pick 'em now. So it's a straight up pick 'em, no favorite. With that being said, I went Northern Illinois. I don't know. I just went, I figured everybody be going to Central Michigan. I'm in the bottom. I'm trying to get out of the bottom. So
Same.
Central Michigan.
No, Northern Illinois. Right.
Oh, Northern Illinois.
Yes.
Like you said, complete toss up. I don't think either team here is going to, rail against the other. But Central Michigan, the last few years, they've showed some promise. So I'm going to go Central Michigan.
This is gritty football, Northern Illinois at Central Michigan. I took Central Michigan in this game, and then going into the Armed Forces matchup this weekend, Army at Air Force. Air Force is a 14-point favorite in this game, which makes me really regret my pick. Josh Kessler, who you got?
I went with the Air Force.
I went Air Force too. 14.5 points. I can't overlook that.
I should probably look at these point spreads before I start making these picks because I picked Army based on the uniforms they're going to be wearing this weekend. Wait till you see what they. Yeah. Both of these teams have great uniforms, by the way, and they always break out like some awesome alternates for these games.
That's one of the appeal about watching that game.
You hate to see it. I ended up taking Army. Yeah, I kind of wish I could take that one back. We're going to move into the NFL where I feel like I should just get up and walk out. All right, and we're back. We're going to talk NFL.
Yes.
This is kind of what's broken me to this point in the picks this year as somebody who prides himself as I'm a huge college football fan, huge football fan in general, but I feel like I know the NFL not so much at picking winners.
The thing in the NFL is whatever you think is going to happen probably is not going to happen.
Yeah, well, and the thing about the NFL is the margin of talent between the best team and the worst team isn't as big a gap as it is in college. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of these teams, you see a double-digit favorite in the NFL, it's like it's not as common as you see in college.
No.
So straight into the NFL, red hot Minnesota Vikings going to the ice cold without Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. The Vikings 2.5-point road favorites at Kansas City. Pat Mahomes maybe plays. I doubt it though.
If he plays, and I'm thinking that he's going to because they were talking about maybe even last Sunday he plays. I went Kansas City because I like Pat Mahomes. I think he's going to do something crazy.
I think Diggs is going to stay hot and Minnesota's going to roll.
Yep.
I'm with Josh. I think the Vikings, they're definitely cover the two. I got to go with Vikings.
Yeah, I like the Vikings in this game too. Kirktoberfest continues.
Man.
Kirk Cousins.
He ain't January Fest though.
No, and this is some Vikings stuff. You know what I mean? Like the Vikings will probably be hot right, and then they'll be terrible in November and December. Right now they're playing some good football. Slept on one of the best defenses in the league.
That sleepy defense.
Really good defense. So anyway, going in, Indy at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh stinks. Love to see that. This one's a push. It's a pick 'em. Pittsburgh stinks. I love it.
Connor's out too, right?
Listen,
Isn't he out?
He's been questionable for like 6 weeks.
He got
now.
banged up last night a little bit against the terrible Miami Dolphins. Who, that was just the worst Monday Night Football game in the history. I didn't watch past halftime. Anyway, Indy coming to Pittsburgh.
I was hoping that Ebron turned it up. I put it with Indy all the way.
Same. I'm going to Indy, and just for the other factors, I hate Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'll never pick Pittsburgh, so Indy.
I'm with you guys. Pittsburgh, their struggles continue. So I'm going with Indy.
Jacoby Brissett, the surprise player of the season. I think most people wrote Indy off when Andrew Luck retired. Good defense. They're probably going to win that division.
He's probably a legit top 2 or 3 candidate for MVP right now.
I mean, he's playing way better than anybody anticipated, and Indy's playing some good football right now. I took Indy as well. Then the next game, Detroit at Oakland. Oakland's a 2-point favorite. I can't really get my head around that one either. I guess that's that home field advantage. I think Detroit's better than people give them credit for. If they can put it together on the defensive side of the ball, Matt Stafford's a guy long-suffering but can still play in this league. Detroit at Oakland.
I went with Detroit. I think they can do it.
I went Oakland. I don't know how they're winning games right now, but they're finding ways.
Yeah, me either.
And I'm going with them at home.
I would, got to go with the Lions, guys. I mean, they slowly are making improvements. So, I think the Lions will get them.
Yeah, I got Detroit in this game too. I don't love either one of these teams. This one could have very well been a coin toss for me. And then, man, the New England Patriots. Every time I think, you know what, somebody else is going to come out this year and have a good year and overtake the Patriots in that AFC East. You remember, I was all over the Jets preseason. That was a terrible pick.
You were all over Sam Darnold and the Jets.
I was all over the Jets. The New England,
they had him seeing ghosts.
Yeah. The New England Patriots defense, it's almost not fair that they have a defense that good and a secondary in particular that good. Tom Brady, 100 years old, still doing it. They'll probably score 100 points at Baltimore. They're 3.5-point favorites on the road. This is the Monday night game, I believe.
Sunday night game.
New England Patriots at Baltimore, Josh Kesler.
Dude, man, the Patriots are so hot. Edelman's doing great. Everybody's playing really consistent. I mean, I'm going with Patriots.
I'm going Patriots. Why I picked this game to be on there is I knew Josh Blankenship would take Baltimore, and I knew I could gain a gain on him.
He did. You're correct.
So I'm going New England.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Patriots, guys.
Yep. I took the Patriots in this game too. And then another real quick question: over under 3 interceptions for Lamar Jackson this weekend.
I say under because he's not going to throw it enough.
Okay, that's fair.
Under.
Under.
That. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go over. I think he throws 4 picks. I think he probably gets sacked at least 3 or 4 times.
Is this the week he gets Andrews killed over the middle?
Maybe. It's going to happen at some point.
It's coming.
This will be
Look out for Kyle Van Noy out there on that
yeah.
Patriots defense, man. I'm telling you, they're a legit, probably the best defense in the NFL right now, if not right up there. The Patriots they're probably going to win the Super Bowl again. I mean, can we just go ahead and say that?
No, right.
They may
right
go
now.
undefeated.
They're head and shoulders above anybody right now in my book.
Yeah, they're that good. So we'll end up seeing what happens. Patriots 3.5-point favorites at Baltimore. And thank you again for joining us for another episode of Unwired Appalachia. Thank you to Josh Kesler and Trevor Thacker for joining us. For me and my guy, senior sports editor, I've got that down pat.
You missed it that time.
Wait, what'd I say? Damn. I was trying to show off. That's what I get for trying to be cocky with it. Regional sports editor. Did I say senior sports director?
You said senior.
You're thinking about me again. Sorry.
That's what I get.
You get us mixed. It's got to be the dimples. It's got to be the dimples.
I got two on my ass too. I'm getting close.
My God. That's what I get for showing off. Thank you again for joining us. Another episode of Unwired Appalachia. We'll see you next week.